It is Wednesday, June 17th. Watkanurados Owego, Joe Delaronde Jets. Welcome to the COVID Task Force Daily Update. I'm Joe Delaronde. Today we have the regulars that will be joining us today. That includes Lloyd Phillips, and starting us off today is Lisa Westaway, the Executive Director of the Kahnawake Memorial Hospital Center.
Thank you. So today, just to give a little update on the task force meeting, much discussion was about us trying to play catch up actually with what is happening in Quebec. So what we've seen over the last week is a lot of loosening up on Quebec's side with respect to recreation, leisure, gatherings, indoor and out. We actually in Kahnawake are not prepared to move so quickly as what we're seeing around us. However, what this has shown us is that we have to focus a lot more on these aspects. So I guess what I want to just give a summary of, and it's brief, I may be missing a couple of elements, but just a summary of what is left to reopen. So we've already spoken about this week about the opening of therapeutic services, aesthetics, and hair salons, and we talked about as well outdoor fitness activities like tennis or other. So if we're looking at business, what there's still left to reopen are bars, social clubs, restaurants, and gaming. With respect to recreation or leisure, we still have to look more closely at many indoor and outdoor sports, whether they be individual, whether they be group, whether they have contact or no contact. We've looked also at parks, at the splash pad, and we'll have a bit more information for you on that a little bit later when Lloyd comes to speak. We want to look also at indoor gyms, so indoor fitness activities, whether it be group or in a gym type setting. Gatherings in general, both inside and out, is something that we have to make decisions about. We have to look at the bus coming in and out of Kahnawake, and of course look at community organizations more closely, which are still functioning as essential services. So these are many elements that come into play in the future that we have to look at more closely and evaluate which directives are currently in place that would have to be modified in order to move forward on reopening of these elements. So there are no decisions made yet on the timeline for the reopening of these elements, except for those that Lloyd will speak to you about, because our focus has always been to be conservative, to base our decisions on science, on facts. And so as we've said often, we're focusing a lot of our decisions on the community health check so that we can have a better idea of what's happening in the community. So just a little bit of a summary of where we're at as of today. We've tested 3 people from business reopening, therefore 3 people who have identified themselves through their personal daily health check as having symptoms. Those people are all negative, so that's a good sign. We also are testing very few people per day at the testing site, so not more than 3 per day, sometimes less. Again, that's a good sign. However, the community health check will tell us a little bit more about whether people are actually coming in to be tested when they have symptoms or whether they are no longer coming in to be tested. So I just want to remind the community of the importance of staying home when you have symptoms, calling the hospital for a test, and being tested, because this is actually something positive that we have in our community, our testing site, and we want to use it to its full advantage to allow us to control transmission of the virus. So in order to do so, we need to continue to be tested. We also are going to be focusing on implementing or developing a part of our website. So there's the business section of the KMHC website, but there will also probably at the end of next week, we'll have a section that will be more recreation in nature. I think one of the elements I forgot to mention was the cultural and religious gatherings. So that goes with indoor gatherings. I forgot to mention that. It's important and it's on our list. So we'll have a section that will be created in order to provide you with very clear guidelines as well about reopening recreation, leisure, and gatherings, because the elements to focus on are very similar no matter what area we're loosening up on, although each specific sport or gathering or activity could and most definitely will have its own specific detailed guidelines. And so it's the individual sport association or gathering or activity, the people responsible for those activities who will be establishing the detailed guidelines. What the task force will provide are very general guidelines about general ways of functioning in the future, and that is always with respect to hygiene measures, sanitary cleaning conditions, physical distancing, and staying home when you're sick, and being tested when you need to be tested. So I guess I'll pass it on to Lloyd, who will give more specific details about decisions that were made at today's task force. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Lisa. And just a note, and I know that not everybody watches the update every day, and if you're watching today and you didn't hear about the tennis court, for example, make sure to look back in previous days' decisions. You'll see the press release from the Mohawk Council of Kahnawake that was issued yesterday about tennis and how you actually should, work, behave on the court, how you should do things. So it's made a lot clearer, and it's a lot easier if you just check out the release. Also, Lisa was mentioning the health check, and just so you know, it's not something that people should be afraid of, and it doesn't take all day. It's just a very short set of questions. I went back again today to take a look at it, and really it's simple but effective and will be a big help. Joining us now is the Commissioner of Public Safety, Lloyd Phillips, and he has some news for us. Lloyd.
Thank you, Joe. Thank you, Lisa, for that update as well. Yeah, we did have a task force meeting today, and as Lisa mentioned, a lot of our discussion was, again, looking towards the future and where our community is going to be in the next months to come, weeks to come down the road. Even though we have been moving towards the reopening since June 1st, and phase 1 is implemented, and we're starting to take small pieces of phase 2 and move forward. As Lisa clearly outlined, we still have quite a ways to go before things are really settling in back into the new normal. But today, part of our discussion evolved around recreational activities. And we know, as we talked about on last Monday, for example, tennis was one that we obviously it's a distant sport. You don't have to have any contact, so it was something we felt very comfortable moving forward with and allowing that facility to open as quickly as possible, and that has actually been taking place. So today we looked at a number of facilities in the community and where we feel confident that they can be reopened in a safe manner, and we do have a list with them. What we're going to be doing is reaching out and working with the Sports and Recreation Unit for them to start implementing and developing and opening up the facilities around the community for recreational purposes, and as well as making sure it's done in a safe and proper manner, as well as putting up proper signage and so on. So we're going to be looking over the next little while, as soon as is practical. Sports and Recreation Unit will be working on developing and opening up the baseball fields, as well as softball fields in the community, lacrosse rink, the playgrounds in the community, as well as the skate park will be one that is also going to be reopened, and as well as a plan is being developed and put together, and the splash pad will be opening up not this weekend. Unfortunately, it's going to be hot, but the splash pad will be opening up very soon as well. All these recreational facilities are done in a manner that we feel it can be opened up safely, There will still be going to be general rules that apply, such as physical distancing and hand cleanliness and things of that nature. But there also be some general rules that will be posted at each one of these facilities, clearly outlining a number of maximum people in one particular area, obviously maintaining social distancing and things of that nature. So again, a continued evolution, allowing for more people to have more activities to do, more families to be able to share some quality time together and enjoying the summer as best as we possibly can. So we're taking those incremental steps at this point. Now there are also some leagues that in the community, such as softball and baseball and stuff, they have put together a very comprehensive plan on how they could carry on their sport in a modified way. It won't maybe look exactly the way it looked previously, to minimize contact or have no contact, change some of the rules of the game, not using dugouts and things of that nature. So they're going to be looking and to be glad to hear that we have agreed to move forward with opening up of the fields so that we can get some of that recreation back into our community. And we know obviously those are some very popular sports in our community. So with that said, I just wanted to reassure the community that all the elements that are outlined by Lisa, that we're looking at each sector step by step, measuring each one accordingly, and we'll be making continued announcements as the days and weeks come on. So with that, enjoy the weather. Beautiful day today. Beautiful long weekend. Stay safe, stay cool. Swim in your pool if you have it. Kahnawake.
Thanks, Lloyd. I'm not sure if it hit 30 degrees yet, but it is beautiful out there. And I know a lot of people will end up watching this a little bit later on because they're probably in their pools right now. Just a reminder of a couple of things. Don't forget on Sunday is Father's Day, and there will be a drop-off at the Kahnawake Memorial Hospital Center, similar to the one that was held for Mother's Day, which was very successful. And we'll give you the exact details again tomorrow, and have another reminder on Friday. And like I said, it was a very, very nice event. Just wanted to mention as well, a reminder that we will not be doing the daily updates on the weekends from here on in unless there is an emergency situation. And I think that everybody is okay with that at this time. So with that, I guess we're pretty much done for today. And as Lloyd said, enjoy the day and take care, everyone. We shall see you tomorrow at around the same time. On behalf of everybody at the COVID-19 Task Force, Kahnawake.